Welcome back, folks, to the city of Sigil. We're just kind of wandering around now, exploring a little bit, talking to the varied inhabitants of the city. There's a dustman by the name of Pox. A cowled figure is hunched by the mortuary gate. His face is obscured by the shadows of his hood. What little you can see is his chin, which is covered with stubble, what appears to be a foul green and purple rash. The rash seems heaviest around his neck, fading as it crawls up to his chin. Greetings. The figure doesn't budge. There's a moment of silence, then he responds in a high-pitched voice that sounds more suited to a girl of 10 years than a man.
Ha!
Who are you?
Pox am I, huh?
Pox?
Mother and father named me. Was the pox on first born? A curse given came true, it did, huh?
Again, your eyes are drawn to the purplish green rash covering Pox's chin and neck. I had some more questions for you.
Huh?
Do you know someone named Farad?
Huh? Farad collector, big. Name has weight. Cast long shadow. Adores, huh?
Collector?
Huh? Collector. Gathers debtors, brings them to dustmen for chink.
Do you know where I might find him?
In the hive here he is. Somewheres, huh?
Could you be more specific?
Huh? Somewhere in the hive he is. Farad hives he does. Very hard finding he is. Not worth finding he is.
Not worth finding. What do you mean?
Huh? Many hates him. Other collectors even. Shellgrave hates him. Not like Farad at all, huh?
Shellgrave?
Shellgrave, big name. Carry away a cast long shadow. He does. Tells Spock what to do, he does.
Would your boss, this Shellgrave, know where Farad is?
Updated my journal.
Shellgrave knows talk, he does. Knows Farad to hide it, he does. Shellgrave is Ragpicker Square, many blocks west of here, huh? Say Shellgrave, the Pox sent you. Tell him Shellgrave becomes sharecropper with Pox here, well, huh?
Ragpicker Square west of here. Alright. We'll go look for this Shellgrave there then.
All right.
Uh-huh.
I'm gone.
Bane, the sender. It's Dr. Bane. You see a heavy-set man, sharp features, and a pained expression. Despite his huge frame, however, he has a effeminate look about him. And unlike the other residents you've seen, he looks to have bathed recently. As you approach, he looks up, hopefully, and calls out in a high voice, "Craddock, good sir." What? His hopeful expression dies as he studies your face. "1,000 apologies, good sir, if I have given offense." He gives a slight bow. "I am called Bane the Sender, third child of Dar Bane the Sender. I have one of many runners to employ in the house of Senders." "No apologies necessary, Bane. What do you want?" "1,000 apologies for troubling with you such a trivial matter, but I seek Craddock, an overseer in the hive." Bane looks at you as he is in pain. "But alas, he eludes me." He looks at you hopefully again. "Could it be you have heard of such a man?" "Sorry, I haven't." "I'm bound to deliver a message to him, and yet fortune has chosen not to favor me." "I could help you if I come across the man. I could pass along your message." Bane's face lights up like a lantern. "Oh, fortunate day for the Bane and the House of Senders. Any assistance you could provide would be most welcome. If you could find this Craddock and pass along the message, I shall see to you paid for your troubles." "All right, what's the message?" Bane recites the message almost like a mantra. "The shipment must be uncursed by the third day, or there will be a penalty." He frowns. "I am told that Craddock will know of the shipment to which this message pertains." "If I see Craddock, I will pass along the message. Is there anything you can tell me about him before I go that might help me find him?" "He is said to be a giant of a man. Sterner features that he is overseer in one of the hive marketplaces. Alas, I know little else than that, good sir." "I see. That's good enough for now." He bows. "Thank you, sir. Should fortune favor you and able to bear the message to Craddock, be so kind as to return and tell me of it. I will see your efforts are rewarded." Very well. Farewell, B.
Updated my journal.
You fag.
Maybe I could get
I'm gone.
Dusty.
There's all kinds of numerous characters around here. No? There's
All
that
right.
trick-ass harlot.
All right.
I've never seen something so ugly I've not.
Mother. Your mother, bitch. Your mother.
I'm gone. All right. All right. Done.
I'm gonna explore the rest of the map here and get it uncovered.
All right.
Let's talk to Ingress. I see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is fused with a lump of flesh. It looks melted, like wax exposed to great heat. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
What is it you want with me?
The woman's accent is thick, and you are having difficulty making out what she is saying.
You want me to leave? Not leaving the city, so not. I can't. I tried. It's not the city. It's a prisons everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's worlds, there's
Her eyes gleam madly.
plains that be sinking sands. Fields, thirsty nettles be sightless worlds with yet limbs, giving life and hate cities of dust whose people are dust and whisper ash. A house without doors, the twilit lands, the singing winds, the singing winds.
She starts to sob quietly, and she seems all out of tears.
And shadows, the terrible shadows there be. Ah!
Where are these places?
Where's them places?
She flings the lump of her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape.
There's all be here. Doors, doors everywhere.
Doors.
You not knowing this?
She squints at you, and her teeth start chattering.
Tell you I will. Beware heavy space you walk through or touch in the thrice cursed city. Doors, gates, arches, windows, picture frames, and open mouth of a statue. The spaces between shells. Beware any space bounded on all sides. Oh, there's doors to other places.
What do you mean?
Every door has a key, it does. And with this key, they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal. A picture frame becomes a portal. A window becomes a portal. All eager to take you someplace else. They steal you away.
She raises the lump of her hand.
And sometimes to the other side takes part of your tithe.
What are these keys?
The keys, they number as many of the doors of the city. Every door a key, every key a door.
Her teeth start to chattering again, as she is cold.
And the key is anything. It may be emotion, iron nail between your second and fifth fingers. A thought 3 times, and then a thought once in reverse. Or maybe a glass rose.
And all these keys, they open doors?
Updated my journal.
Yes.
She clenches her mouth closed and squints her eyes.
Yes, can't leave.
How did you get here?
Updated my journal.
She seems to calm slightly, and her eyes take on a 1,000-league stare.
Came from a place else from here, almost a life hundred. A tombs, a glade, of 2 dead trees, and they're fallen together. A brilliant door opened into space and across the trees. Showed me the city on the other side. I stepped through and ended here.
Why can't you go back?
Tried.
She begins to sob again, but no tears come. Tried. All doors lead to other places. She shudders and grips her melted hand.
Went through twice, 10 portals. Some on purpose, some on accident. None of them right. Can't find my way back.
There must be a portal that can take you back.
Can't even leave here. The square. There's the place of death behind the gate waits me.
She points to the mortuary behind the gate. That turns back to you, her face desperate.
Can't go anywhere in this city.
What do you mean?
Anything could be a door. Any arch there, any door here could be a portal. Don't know the key. Can't get sent to another horrible place. Got to stay away in the closed spaces. All could be doors. Could have a key on me, and I'm not knowing it.
You're afraid to go through any door or arch because it might be a portal? She nods, her teeth chattering. How long have you been afraid of this? She squints. Since the last time I walked through the portal, the place where me hand. She stops. Since me 10th turning. I'm in me 4th turning that now. Her teeth begin chattering again. 30 years? You haven't walked through any door for 30 years? Her vision seems to clear slightly. She looks up at you, her teeth still chattering. If you got here, there must be a portal that can take you back. It's only a matter of finding it. She smiles. Her teeth aren't chattering because she is cold. They are moving around inside her mouth, her gums twisting as the teeth shift about. They rise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle against each other. What? She hisses at you. Only takes one portal you steps through accident to drive the fear into you. I went through thrice 10, lost me hand, burned me flesh, and lost me senses. She looks at her feet. No more. No more. I'm sorry. If I can find some means to help you, I will. Farewell.
Updated my journal. Done.
Oh, watch out, mighty thugs. And another Dabus
I'm gone.
working on the walls of Sigil. Dabus, Dabus!
All right. All right.
This obsidian monument has names chiseled on it. Quentin, it's Quentin Tarantino! Sevtai, and death of names. Let's talk to Quentin Tarantino here. The man before you looks to be middle of height and years. He is stout with thick, bullish neck, and his shoulders are hunched, as if a great wave was pressing down upon them. He wears an impatient look as he stares at the black monolith in front of him. Greetings. The man throws you a glance. There's rooms, Kata. No need to ask my leave to stand here. Actually, I wanted to know what this monolith was. It's a tombstone for the plains. Graveyards and names are scratched on the rock. Can only hope my name's the one that split the stone in twine. He points to the base of the monolith. Quentin! Right there, hammered in just hot enough to send the damn thing crashing down. Tombstone for the plains. Aye! Quentin smiles ruefully. The Dusties scratched the names of the dead on this monument here. He gestures round him, on the walls of this place. Not enough space by my reckoning. But no matter, they do their best. Can barely read half the fucking names. What are you doing here? Rating the new arrivals. Try and find a new one every day. Try and remember if I knew them. Nothing more. The dustmen record the names of all that have died on this monument? Aye. They scratch them on this rock and scratch them on the walls in this place too. I don't know why they take the trouble to take account of the dead. The Dusties have more care for the living. The living? Aye. You know about the dustmen mourners that come to this place. They ain't mourning the dead, see? They're mourning the living. You can barely get a word in them edgewise without asking them to mourn some poor living bird for you. Why do they mourn the living? You got me, Cutter. Shrugs. You might want to put question to them. Seems to me the dead are thrice worth the pity of any poor soul living in this shithole. He nods at the monument. Every name on there, blessed in my book it is. Ever know anyone who came back after their name was put there? You mean, came back from death? He shakes his head. Not a one, Cutter. Everything that lives dies. That's the way of things. He shrugs. Still considering the plains go on forever and all. I suppose anything's possible. Suppose so. I have some other questions for you. No harm in asking, Cutter. What are you doing here? Can you tell me what this monument is again? Or do you ever know anybody who came back from the carved here? Nah. Thanks a lot. Peace. Septai, let's talk to this crazy little bitch. This woman's face looks broken and she is covered in scars. They look like bite marks and fingernail cuts. She is cradling the shreds of several rags in her hands and staring emptily at the wall of the monument, at the names there. Greetings and salutations.
Get you back!
The woman's teeth peel back, displaying a row of black canines.
What you want of Septai?
What's the matter?
What's wrong? Those chaos men wrecked my car to attack me and killed 3 of my sisters who tried to stop them. Not sisters anymore. Now they're nothing but names on this memorial wall.
Chaos Men.
Chaos Men, a faction, they says. What they are is an adult bunch that runs wild through the hive and does whatever they please. We never did them harm. Then they lope in like dogs and tear apart anything within their reach.
Well, the Chaos Men that attacked you.
They're a HIVE gang. Bunch of adult sows they call themselves. The starved dogs. Balking or some balmy nonsense.
Their actions were unjust. If you wish, I can see that the matter is rectified. If 3 deaths they cause, and 3 deaths shall these starved dogs suffer.
A copper earring in your purse if you pen 3 of those murdering souls in the dead book, Jake.
I'll see to it that they are put in the dead book. Can you tell me where they might be found?
Go out the south gate, spyward from here, then walk around the block until you come to a place where men run in circles, howling at the sig side. There the starved dogs are.
I'll go look for them
Updated my journal.
and kick the hell out of them. This guy is the death of names. He's a dustman with a crooked smile frozen on his face. Despite the smile, his eyes are still dull as stones. His right arm is shorter than his left, and he keeps it tucked in his side as if cradling a small child. Greetings. The dustman's eyes slide over you. Name. The way he speaks the word, it sounds like the tolling of a bell. I don't know. No name. No name can't help you. The dustman speaks in a curious sing-song voice. Need to give a name if you want to see where it's died. Is that what you're talking about? What?
Updated my journal.
Giving a name when you're born to give it back. Just kidding, I'm not gonna. Anyways, you can give this guy a name, and let's try it. Adon. He shakes his head. Not dead yet. That name is not buried here. Not time. Not time. Alright, where else have we got to go here? Let's explore down in this area. This is quite a big city, as you can see. Got another hooky. Another hooky. He wants us to stay and chat. Oh? Let's hook Morty up here. Actually, let's ask her. Three coppers. Sounds fair. Here's 3 Cummins. Aye. She slips the jink into her palm where it promptly vanishes. Now. Some things I wanted to know. Like, I'm looking for Farad.
Farad? Now there's one of the greater dogs, love. If you be want to know about that blood, it'll be thrice the coppers of normal.
Fair enough. Here's 9 commons. She gives the coins a once-over, then shrugs and pockets them.
What you be want to know about Farad?
At that price, anything you could tell me about him. She shrugs.
Chant, he's a collector, boss. There's a whole bunch of bloods in his shadow.
Where can I find him?
Now, no one knows for dead for sure, but if I were to suggest a place, love, I'd say Ragpicker Square.
Ragpicker Square?
Aye, a big old heap of rags. Trash 3 blocks due west, a mortuary. All the collectors stake their kip there. Chances are Farad's got his kip there too.
Thanks for the information, hooker.
Done.
Cool your heels here, Cutter, and I'll give you a little butter.
I'm gone.
We're going to revisit Angmar and talk to his wife, who hopefully is a little nicer than he was. Forgot to talk to her in the last video. I think she might have some information. Angyar. This woman looks to be in her middle years, and her hair has streaks of gray running through it. Lines of worry crisscross her face as she sees you. She seems torn between asking you to leave and calling for the man at the table. Greetings.
You'd best leave, for I call me husband. He won't take kindly to you having barged your way into our home.
Calm down. I just had some questions, you old haggard bitch. She glances toward her husband, worrying her eyes.
I have not the time, stranger. Do not be troubling me with such things.
Excuse me, are you all right?
Me? Oh, I...
She lowers her voice.
You best leave. Me husband has not been himself of late. You best not provoke him with your presence.
I spoke with him. He sounds troubled. What's wrong with the dickweed?
He's been out of sorts of late. A touch of the cough, maybe.
She gives an unconvincing half shrug. What's really wrong with him? I might be able to help.
I think he's done something he regrets.
Her worried expression melts into despair.
I think he signed one of the dead contracts. I cannot imagine what possessed him to do such a foolish thing.
Dead contracts?
The dead, the dustmen, have contracts to give the right to somebody after they die.
What do the dustmen do with the body after death?
Animate it with their black magics, turn it into one of the walking dead, make it a work until...
She looks at her husband, helplessly.
Till it rots away.
Why did your husband sign such a thing?
He may have been goat eager to bring home some more gin than custom. He's prideful. But I think he's hurt himself more by doing so.
Can this contract be undone? She looks at you surprised and sighs.
I've tried. I've spoken to the dustman and he's signing with, but he's cold and chill, like all the dusties. He's even lectured me on my husband, as if I had no right to try to help him.
Her lips become a tight, thin line, as if picturing the dustman's face.
He was cold and cruel, he was.
Let me see what I can do. Who's this dustman your husband signed the contract with?
He calls himself Gravesend. I know not his first name. He has a table at the dustman bar on the Hive, gathering dust. I believe the place is named. You can most likely find him there, trying to get more people to sign contracts.
I'll seek him out then.
Head out to the street outside. Go to the memorial stone and head south and west from there.
She taps her finger against her chin.
You should run right into it. There's one of them.
Her face wrinkles in disgust. Walking corpses
out front.
Very well, I'll see what I can do.
I won't turn away such a friendly gesture.
She seems grateful when her worried expression returns.
But I must ask you not to let on I asked you to do such a thing. Me husband has a terrible temper. If he were to find out...
She shudders. I promise that your husband will not find out.
Thank you, stranger. I appreciate your help.
It's no trouble. I'll go see about undoing your husband's contract now. I am the Nameless One. And I kick ass for a living. Are we ready for a new area? I believe so, folks. Let's travel onward. This place is crawling with hookers and hive thugs. Northwest portion of the Hive, the Mausoleum, Dustman Monument. There's the Gathering Dust Bar. Let's talk to Mortai Gravesend. Alright, we are in the Gathering Dust Bar here. Naruto! Zombie worker. Dustman, dustman, dustman. There's fucking dustmen everywhere. Solid! Awaiting Death. That's a nice name. Glad it's not mine. Old Copper Eyes. Oh, there's Emmerich. Pretty sure he's important. Enemy bodyguard. Where's this Gravesend dickweed? Seer the Skeptic. There he is, Mortai Gravesend. This tiny wizened man is dwarfed by his huge dustman robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature. Although he looks to be in his late 90s, the man is extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously and his eyes dart around. the bar like birds.
Greetings.
The man's eyes gleam, and he takes your measure. He gives a slight nod in a greeting.
Hey, wait a minute, traveler.
You look like one who's just getting the sigil legs about him. He trails off.
Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow.
Possibly. Are you certain it was me?
Maybe I was mistaken.
Mortai shakes his head.
Well, no matter, no matter. How is it that Mortai Gravesend may help you? Do you seek
He clucks his tongue and he speaks.
the contract, perhaps?
Mortai Gravesend, are you the dustman who signed the contract with Agnya?
He frowns. He looks puzzled.
Mayhap.
He thinks for a moment.
I do not recall the name, however.
I would like to settle the contract.
He looks wary.
I'm afraid that's impossible. The contract is signed, settled, and binding.
The contract is tearing the man's life apart.
Mortai shakes his head.
That is indeed unfortunate, but it is now a matter of law, not a matter of heart.
Is there some way I might be able to settle the contract with you?
He shakes his head.
It is now a matter of law, not a matter for discussion.
Well, I don't want to threaten the guy. We'll come back.
What's wrong?
Forgive me, I must ask again. Are you sure we haven't met?
I don't believe so.
No matter. Yes, farewell.
He studies you as you leave, and you hear him mutter under his breath.
Something about that one.
Let's talk to this important-looking guy over here, Emmerich. You see a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in dustman robes and is regarding you with a stony gaze.
Greetings.
You have the look of one lost. The man's voice is like stone settling.
Did the wind send you? Or are you here with purpose? Who are you?
I am Emmerich, factotum, the initiate of the fourth circle.
Is this your bar?
If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. He pauses, as if trying to emphasize a point. The dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection.
Can I ask you some questions?
He waits. I would like to join the Dustman faction. If you desire to join the Dustman faction, I will hear your request.
Yes, I desire to join the Dustman faction.
If you desire to join the Dustman faction, then passion rules your mind. Passion's path is not a Dustman's path. Can you tell me more about the path of the Dustman? Dustmen seek out true death. Some call it oblivion, but this is incorrect. To Dustmen, the true death is freedom from the chains of this false life.
False life?
This life that many cling to with their emotions is false existence. As long as one clings to it, they will continually be reborn to it. One must divest themselves of emotion to escape this cycle.
Very well, now I understand your philosophy.
Recite it.
The goal of the Dustman is to reach the true death oblivion. This life that may cling with their emotions and passions is false. As long as one clings to it, one will continually be reborn into it. One must divest themselves of emotion to escape this cycle.
Do you believe it?
Sure.
I would say not entirely. Belief may come with time's passing. Is your conviction so strong that our philosophy shall never have a home in your mind?
I will spend time among the Dustmen and examine their beliefs.
then it shall be tested. Speak with Initiate Norochi. He is here in the bar. Return when you have done what he has asked of you.
I will speak with him. Now!
Now that we know the philosophy of the Dustman, let's return with Mortai. It seems he has forgotten. Ah, traveler! He smiles to see you. We meet again, and how may I help you on this fine Sigillian day? He looks hopeful. Come and sign a contract, perhaps.
The contract is tearing the man's life apart. It is causing him distress. It is possible that he may not even be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind.
Mortai chews it over for a moment. Looks like you've negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of my law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own feelings in order to reach the true death. I cannot...
So what you're saying is that you will deny him the true death for the sake of a piece of parchment?
He holds his hands up as if to placate you. Look, it's not how you're making it out to be.
You obviously hold the philosophy of the Dustman in contempt to the damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will.
You... By the 9 hells, wait here! He drops his voice to a whisper. Keep your bone box latched! He gives an angry scowl and stomps off.
Wait!
A few seconds later, he returns. He is holding a dusty piece of parchment, which he gives you. Yes, I did that on purpose. Here, he sniffs disdainfully. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone and nettle with me your preachers no longer.
I will leave. Thank you and peace out.
And quickly we will return to save this poor man's soul. It'll be a good end to the video. You see Agnar. He doesn't look any better than before. As you approach him, he turns slowly to face you. His face tightens. Ye again? Didn't you hear me the first time, you pox-ridden dog? Get out of me house, or so help the powers I'll carve you where you stand.
No one speaks to me that way, you shithead!
Actually, we'll show him the Dustman contract. As you pull out the contract, the blood drains from Agnar's face. For a moment, he seems at a loss for words, and then his temper quickly resurfaces. Where did you get that, by the powers? You'd best tell me. Let's tear it up in front of him. Bah! You tear up the parchment, and Agnar's eyes follow the bits of paper as they float to the ground with a desperate look. He shudders slightly and then straightens. Yeh! He looks about, as if to thank you, and then stops and stares at you suspiciously. Nothing's free, not in HIVE, Cutter.
Consider this free, and expect a lot of rules in HIVE to change while I'm around.
His expression crumbles. He looks tired of fighting his good fortune. I must have prayed to the right powers in this past half-month. You have me thanks, Cutter, for whatever that's worth.
Actually, perhaps you can help me. I have some questions.
Ask your questions.
I'm looking for a man named Farad. Do you know where I can find him?
Aye, that name be known to me. Not a fine name, is it either?
What can you tell me about him?
It's one of them collectors, the one with the long shadow. There's quite a few boys at his beck and call. He may not be lord of this realm, but he's not a smart one to tangle with on this turf.
Where can I find him?
I wouldn't be doing you a favor telling it to ye. His frown deepens. One of me kin fell into a lot a few months back. Spilled some kind of dark old Farad. To hear tell, Farad's actually got his kit buried somewhere under Ragpicker Square. To get to it, there's some kind of portal you need to jump through while carrying some junk in your hand.
Where is Ragpicker Square?
A few blocks from here. Go straight west from Mortuary Gate. Keep going till you start seeing trash and rags piled up everywhere. Best to walk careful there. The collectors there don't always wait for the body to die before collecting on corpse, you hear?
Thank you. Farewell. And farewell to you all watching. We'll see you again shortly.